Saving someone is a nice fairy tale story, but it usually don't end that way. You know that Captain Saberho, and I'm not, when I say ho, I'm not in particularly referencing a woman. I'm just using the phrase in the statement as a reference point because it can pertain to anyone. When you go out your way, because there's something about inept in us that having a real feel good save somebody story is always our plot that we like to have our script. But let me just tell you, I come to tell you that it don't usually end that way. Like the story. It doesn't end like a fairy tale. It usually ends with somebody using you, abusing you, manipulating you, getting over on you, wasting your time after time. You're investing and hoping and praying and wishing that they're gonna change and they're gonna get it, and it typically ends in a bad way. So, in order to avoid all of that, trying to come in as a rescuer, and if anybody knows about Captain Saberhole or what have you, and I'm talking about, and like I said again, there I say again, not just talking about in reference to a woman, I'm talking about in general to people who in your life, in your circle, who you feel you need to come and help and assist. What I've learned is one typical phrase that you can always go by, and if you utilize this phrase, you'll be fine when you call yourself wanting to help someone. And that is this: never work harder than the client. If you find yourself working harder than the client, doing more, pushing more, encouraging more, motivating more, inspiring more, you're making the phone calls, you're making the writing the letters, you're doing the emails, you're following up. If you find yourself working harder than the client, that's a good sign you need to pull back, and that person or individual is just not ready for that next transition at that particular point. And that will help you save a lot of your time, a lot of your energy, and you can use that wisdom to give it to someone who actually is ready. Because many of us, and a lot of times women in particular, they boggle down with so much trying to rescue somebody and trying to help and save them that you dive real deep and you go down a rabbit hole that takes you way further than you plan on going. But because of the feel good of helping somebody and finally cheering them, seeing them come over that hump, it's so intriguing that you last way longer in that situation than you need to. So just take it from me. Don't work to not to do that, all right? That's my empowerment message today for my empowerment family. Peace and love. The way out.